by.
Loading. Loading complete.
30.
29. 28.
27.
26. 25. 24.
23.
22.
21. 20. 18.
17.
16. 15. 14. 13.
12.
11. 10.
9. 8. 7. 6. 5.
4.
2.
1. Now for what you've all been waiting for.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Good morning, good day, good evening, good night, good whatever it happens to be where you are. And hello to everyone who watches this in the future. Well, this isn't quite what I had in mind for this week. That's going to have to be put off again. But I'm working on it. I'll get it done eventually here. See, we have two people watching according to the information here. Well, as we get into the opening song. Every morning, every evening, ain't we got fun? Not much money, yo, but honey, ain't we got fun? The rent's unpaid, dear, we having a buzz. The smiles were made, dear, for people like us. In the winter, in the summer, don't we have fun? Times are bumming, getting bummer, still we have fun. There's nothing sure, the rich get rich and the poor get poor. In the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? Tax collectors getting closer, still we have fun. Twins and cares, dear, come in pairs, dear, don't we have fun? We've only started, no, we're not downhearted. When I'm laid off, I'll be paid off, ain't we got fun? Land was maddin', getting madder, ain't we got fun? Times are baddin', getting badder, still we have fun. There's nothing sure, the rich get rich and the poor get poor. In the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? Yeah. So, yeah, there's somebody. Hello, we have my unfinished song. Well, this is a perfect extreme for you because this is my unfinished stream. Well, let's see here. What else we got here? Well, that's what we can get into. We've got a lot of birthdays going on right now. Something pulled up here real quick. Yeah, there we are. So right now we've got Stark of Iron's birthday going on. He's doing his own stream right now, so we'll probably I'm up to 340. That's great. We'll have to get into the other one next time, unfortunately. Hopefully next time. I didn't finish getting everything compiled what I wanted to get together for that. So we're going to have to do something different today. As I was saying, this was Starfire's birthday, and he had been an influence on this channel, so it's worth celebrating it. I'll try and keep this kind of low key today. He was the influence on one of my first Suno songs. It's this one here.
Small and fierce with tiny claws, they wreck your stuff from dusk till dawn. Tiny thunderous paws, chaos brings their hearts its song. Purring sounds before the rage. Tiny beasts escape the cage. Broken vases shattered across the hall. They rule the night with tiny brawls. Kittens of destruction, they shall bow their triangle heads to me. Fury in fur and eyes that gleam, whiskers twitch with rage. Worlds collide, or so it seems, masters of their havoc hall, turning homes into frenzied dread. Mischief, mayhem, chaos grows. Little tyrants steal the show. Kittens of destruction, they shall bow their triangle heads to me. Plotting mischief out of sight. Midnight ruckus, fearless fight. Terrors of the moonlit night. Kittens of destruction, they shall bow their triangle heads to me. Puring mischief out of sight. Midnight ruckus, fearless fight. Terrors of the moonlit night.
Yeah, so that was the song that Tony he inspired me to put together. I think I've gotten better at making these Suno songs since then. But it's his birthday today, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to you. And must have told that we have a couple more birthdays coming up in the next few days. From my understanding, and it's Greg and Jenny's birthday coming up. Let's see here. I want to just do happy birthday over and over again. So how about for he's a jolly good fellow, but one of them's not a he. So how about for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, for they are jolly good fellows, which everybody can deny. And so say we all. Or actually, I believe that line was, and so say all of us, is the British version. So, happy birthday to everybody who's having a birthday this week and next week. Getting into more things here. Of course, we can't seem to go a week without somebody famous passing away these days, and this week isn't any different. Claudia Cardinale, actress who was Italy's girlfriend, is dead at 87. A sex symbol with girl next door appeal, when she rose to fame in the 1960s. He starred in more than 150 films, including in the Oscar-winning Eight and a Half and the Leopard. Claudia Cardinale, a leading lady of Italian cinema in the 1960s, was a voluptuous beauty. He was celebrated by the film director. There's now I'm going to try and pronounce these names. Federico and Ursino. Sergino, I guess. And he drew acclaim him as Italy's dream girl. Has died on Tuesday in Namur, France, and she was 87. Her agent, Laurent Sevre, he confirmed him to death to news media outlets, but it did not specify a cause. Ms. Cardinale, had been living in Nemours, south of Paris, in recent years. Miss Cardinale appeared in more than 150 movies during her 6-decade career in Europe. She also starred in a number of Hollywood films, including in Blake Edwards' comedy in the classic The Pink Panther. She was Marcello Mastroianni's feminine and ideal of Fellini's Eight and a Half. I'm butchering names all over the place, I'm sure. And Bordello owner who bankrolls an outlandish scheme by her lover to build an opera house in the Amazon jungle. And Warner Herzog's Fitzgerald. No window gunslinger and Sergino Leone's Once Upon a Time in the West. Miss Cardinale was often in group with Sophie Loren and Gina Lollobrigida. Jeez, these names. As the Italian sex symbols of the 1960s and 70s, so she had a slightly more approachable screen persona. Massimo Benzergano, who an Italian film critic said in an interview, the star is at the time Manita Ekberg, Sophia Loren, Bridget Bardot, and Jane Mansfield, the ones known as the Megra wrote. Forget this. We're very curvaceous women, she added. She was less curvaceous and more her girl next door. She was more real. Back acting had not been her ambition as a teenager, and for part of her career, she had trouble speaking Italian because she had grown up speaking French. Well, that's okay. I'm having trouble pronouncing half these names. Claudia Josephine Rose Cardinale was born on April 15th, 1938. In the French protectorate of Antony, he said to Francisco Cardinale and Yolanda Greco, immigrants from Sicily. She was the eldest of 4 siblings, raised in a tight-knit Sicilian community in Tunson, the nation's capital. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get shit for that. for pronouncing that. Her father was a technical engineer for Tucson Union's Railway. And her mother managed the home. Claudia was 18 when she entered the beauty pageant that had been orchestrated in part by her mother at the Italian embassy in Tunisia. I think I got it. She was crowned the most beautiful little Italian girl in Tunisia. Her prize was a trip to the Venice Film Festival, where she was widely photographed by Italian media. It was because of her bikini, he later said, even though she had already appeared in a few films. He told reporters in an interview at the time that she didn't aspire to become an actress. Well, that didn't work out, did it? After that, she was on the cover of all the Italian magazines under her headlines like "Here's the girl who doesn't want to make movies." Mr. Ben Zaghini, he said. Claudia returned to Tunisia to live with her parents, rejecting acting offers. When she was still a teenager, she was sexually assaulted by an adult acquaintance. That sucks. Who coerced her into an abusive relationship that led to her becoming pregnant. Her daughter, Claudia Squitieri, Squitieri, I'll forget this, said in an interview in 1957 she gave birth to a son, Patrick, in London. Given the circumstances, her parents raised him as her younger brother. They did not tell him the truth until he was 8 years old. That year, the Italian producer Franco Cristaldi signed her to his film studio by Abes in Cinematographica. Crystal old film. Claudie, he launched her career as Claudia Cardinale. Her breakout role was the comedic crime story Big Deal on Madonna Street. Directed by Mario Mancelli, and released in 1958. She starred in several major films. In quick succession, including in 1963, Fellini's Oscar-winning 8½, and Visconti's Leopard. Then she just became known as Italy's girlfriend, the girl of your dreams. Miss Cardinale also starred in Luigi Mancini's Le Ragazza di Baudude. Bebo's Girl. Okay. Commercial and critical success as it earned her Italy's Nastro d'Argento award for Best Actress. Her first prestigious acting honor. She played Mara, a peasant girl from Tuscany, who at the end of World War II, who falls in love with the young partisan George Crackerus, who must go into hiding after being accused of involvement in a double homicide. She married Mr. Cristaldi in Las Vegas in 1966, but she did not consider the marriage official. Mr. Squartery, he said, even though Mr. Crescentaldi, he gave her son his last name. In the Fellini film, set in luxurious spa, Miss Cardinal played an actress. It's a muse figure, also also named Claudia. Uh, to the protagonist is a director named Guido and Salmi. Marcello, Mr. Ronani. Uh, he sees her as embodying his ideal woman, envisions her as the ingenuine of a science fiction film he plans to make. You are one of the girls who passes out the healing water. He tells her when she arrives at the spa to prepare for her role. She is a beautiful, both young and ancient, a child and yet already a woman, authentic and radiant. And there is no doubt that she is his salvation. The characterization in aptly he described how the audiences began in viewing Miss Cardinal. Said Vito Zigario, a film critic and historian at the University of Rome and an organizer of the Venice Film Festival. Interesting. In many films, she becomes an icon and something between in reality and unreality. He said, and this ambiguity between fantasy and reality makes the character very intense. In Visca, he's sprawling in period drama, The Leopard. She played a young Sicilian in the Baton who quickly he wins the heart of both a soldier and his uncle. In her 2005 autobiography, Miss Oles, My Stars, written with Denny Georgette, she wrote, "You can learn beauty. Visconti taught me how to be beautiful. He taught me to cultivate mystery, without which, he said, there cannot be real beauty. So cultivate your mystery." In 1964, Miss Cardinal took a comic turn when she worked for the Film Time with an American director, Blake Edwards. She played a princess who loses a precious jewel in The Pink Panther, which also starred Peter Sellers as David Nevin and Robert Wagner. Another career-defining role for Miss Cardinal came in Sergio Leone's 1968 spaghetti western, Once Upon a Time in the West, in which she played a New Orleans prostitute who moves to the Southwest to marry a man and who, by the time she arrives, has been murdered by bandits. As a sole female character in a cast of male and anti-heroes, led by Charles Bronson and Henry Fonda, Miss Cardinal was able to hold her own with these extremely strong major actors, and conveying a sense of interiority with its quiet, palpable, said J. Westberg, and American film critic based in Rome. Her rugged independence in that film also became a signature of her career. San Antonio Manda, artistic director of the Rome Film Festival. There was something free about her, a strong personality that would would never be tamed, and he said. She was strongly independent. Mr. Miss Cardinal divorced Mr. Cristaldi around 1975 to live with Pasque Sector. Oh, for crying out all these names. Squattieri, an independent and filmmaker who was known as a right-leaning and provocateur. In a sense, she wanted to emancipate herself. Mr. Mon said she didn't want to be thought of as only the product of a great producer. In later interviews, Mrs. Cardinal described her relationship with Mr. Cristaldi as being under his complete control. He dictated nearly every aspect of her life, she said, and kept most of the salary she earned when she was lent to American filmmakers. I was just an employee, like an office worker, she told Old Variety. The relationship grew strained, and her subsequent affair with Mr. Squattieri, I'm sure I pronounced that like four different ways by now, led to what Miss Cardinal called their effective blackballing from the Italian film industry. In an effort to restart her career, she left for France, where she took supporting roles. Miss Cardinal, appeared in almost a dozen of his films. They had a daughter in 1979, same age as I am, and stayed together for 40 years until his death in 2017. It was an unconventional relationship that Miss Squattieri, he said of her parents, who lived in separate cities for most of the time they were together. He in Rome and she in Paris. Miss Cardinal also appeared as part of an all-star cast in the 1977 television miniseries Jesus of Nazareth, directed by Franco Zeffirelli. She played an adulteress who is threatened with stoning. Early in her career, Miss Cardinal had modeled herself on Bridget Bardot, her co-star in the 1971 French Western comedy Les Paralotos, The Legend of Franchi King, directed by Christian Jacques. That film, which parodied Hollywood tropes, included all-female shootouts and a rough and tumble fistfight between the two leading ladies. Bradot was her idol, Miss Squattieri, he said. Everyone was expecting a big rivalry between them, but they actually became very good friends. Mr. Herzog's Fritz Fitzgerald, 1982. Miss Cardinal, although in a supporting role, opposite to Klaus Kinski, he as the title character was essential to the story. He is the brothel madame whose faith in her lover scheme to build an opera house in the Amazon and invigorate her bizarre attempt that part of the plan and to drag a steamship over a mountain. Miss Cardinal is not on screen as long as one might wish, but she not only lights up her role, she also lights up Mr. Kinski. Vincent Abney, he wrote in the Times, noting that she helped to transform Mr. Kinski into a genuinely charming screen presence. The film took the top award at the Cannes Festival and won, and Miss Cardinal a host of new admirers, putting her on film and producers and casting directors' radar once more for years to come. In her late later years, Miss Cardinal lived with her son and daughter in Nemours, where she established the foundation in her name and that supported our arts, so that give attention to women and in the environment. In 2000, she was named the Goodwill Ambassador the by un, un, by the UN and UNESCO, the United Nations Cultural Organization. In in recognition of her commitment to improving the status of women and girls through education as well as promoting and affirming their rights. That's a good legacy to have. As Cardinal, survivors include her daughter and her son, and complete information on survivor was not immediately available. In 2023, in conjunction with Italy's Italy's national film company, the Museum of Modern Art in New York hosted a 23 film retrospective of Miss Cardinal's career. As she got older, Miss Cardinal no longer commanded leading roles, but she continued to work consistently in many countries, particularly France, her adopted home. My mother was very adaptive. Miss Corte, he said, she is not a precious woman and who has great needs, who is capricious because she is a star. She was always very humble in her requests. She always stopped up to sign autographs. She detested the idea of bodyguards. She always wanted to be as close as she could to people. She felt very blessed by her luck. And despite my numerous tripping over my tongue there, and I think I might have had to pull my tongue out of my mouth and beat it a few times during that reading. I think St. James Infirmary Blues would be an appropriate song for a send off. I went down to St. James Infirmary. I heard my baby groan. I felt so broken hearted. She had been my own. I went up to see the doctor. She's very low, he said. I went back to see my baby. Good God, she's lying there dead. Oh, I tried to keep from crying. My heart felt just like lead. For she was that I had to live for. I wish it was me instead. I was down in old Joe's barroom on the corner by the square. They were serving drinks as usual, and the usual crowd was there. On my left stood Big Joe McKennedy. He saw my eyes were bloodshot red. I turned to my friends all around me, and these are the words I said. I went down to St. James Infirmary, saw my baby there, stretched out a long white table, so cold, so sweet, so fair. Let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. She can look this wide world over. She'll never find a sweet man like me. Oh, when I die, please dress me in straight-laced shoes, box-back coat and Stetson hat. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain, so the boys know I died standing pat. Get 6 gamblers as my pallbearers. Let chorus girls sing me a song. Put a jazz band on my tailgate to raise hell as we go along. Now that's the end of my story. Let's have another round of booze. If anyone should ask you, just tell them I got the St. James Infirmary blues. Hey, L Trucker, hello. Nice to have you here. Hope you brought your earplugs. I'm singing a lot today. Well, here's when I was practicing a little bit. Not sure if I quite have it down, but it is a song that you'll probably know. It's actually not from the 1960s, but the 1920s. And the version that you probably are familiar with is sung in a much higher pitch. Shades of night are creeping, willow trees are weeping, old folks and babies are sleeping, silver stars are gleaming, all alone I'm scheming, scheming to get you out here, my dear, come. Tiptoe to the window, by the window, that's where I'll be. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Tiptoe from your pillow to the shadow of a willow tree. Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Knee deep in flowers we'll stray. We'll keep the showers away. If I kiss you in the garden, in the moonlight, will you pardon me? Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. And keep deep in flowers we'll stray. We'll keep the showers away. If I kiss you in the garden, in the moonlight, will you pardon me? Come tiptoe through the tulips with me. Only a few days of practice on that one, unfortunately. But yeah, no, I think not doing too bad on that. Still have to work on it a little bit more before I add it to the list. And speaking of the list, I don't have my wheel up. Yeah, I was totally ready for this stream. Wheel of Songs. Let's see what we got on the Wheel of Songs. Swing Low, Sweet Chariot. We're just hitting those ones all over the place, aren't we, here? Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I'm sometimes up, I'm sometimes down, coming for to carry me home. Still my soul feels heavenly bound, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I look over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Yep. Guess I'll get to this little news article I came across. In the latest is Fantastic Four movie, the first steps, or some people call it missteps. Actually, I haven't seen it yet for myself, so I'm still going to wait to judge whether it was first steps or missteps. But in it, they decided to gender swap up the Silver Surfer with the character that's usually the Silver Surfer's love. So in the comic books, they decided to gender swap up the Silver Surfer, which is kind of something a lot of people are kind of getting tired of. And they were kind of complaining about having the female Silver Surfer in the movie because, well, I'm sure they had some sexist people in there. But honestly, you want to start with your baseline, especially when you haven't gotten the Fantastic Four right yet, really. And they're playing with the formula. Get your formula right first, then play with it. So, trying to line up the movie with the comic book. They're killing off Norman Rad and introducing us a new Silver Surfer. Not the first time, in my guess, but this week's Death of Silver Surfer 4 introduce the all-new female Silver Surfer. Get a first look at the final issue of the limited series by Greg Eggpack. And Summit Kumar and Tego Palma. After the jump, the Silver Surfer is dead. Long live the Silver Surfer. Yeah, I wonder how long they're going to have the Silver Surfer dead for, because usually these things never last. Or even when they try and make them last, people they start getting a lot of backlash and that. The penultimate issue of Death of Silver Surfer, a 5-issue limited series by writer Greg Pak and artists Summit Kumar and Tego Palma hit stands earlier this week, revealing the identity of the hero taking up the mantle. In a surprising turn of events, Snorin bequeathed the power cosmic to Kelly Ko, a special agent in tasked with taking him down. Kelly's journey from alien hunter to cosmic hero was completed in next month's finale, The Death of Silver Surfer #5, which apparently had been going. This whole death thing has been going on for quite a while. The Fantastic Four is blessing Kelly. He will soar through the Marvel Universe, moving forward as the new Sentinel of the Spaceways. But first, she'll team up with her predecessor against an ancient universe sending threat born from the sins of Galactus. Oh, are they doing Galactus' daughter in this? Silver Surfer has always been famously one of Marvel's most emotionally tormented characters, and Kelly with the power cosmic absolutely follows in that tradition. And Pac said, "I'm not sure too many people actually even know who the hell she is, but she's also got a no-nonsense, cocky, dangerous edge that makes her much less predictable than Norn in a huge challenge to the villains and heroes who's in the Marvel Universe." Marvel Studio has introduced a female Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four first steps, which is probably what's influencing this whole decision to do this, with Julia Garner taking on the role of Shala Ball. She's Norton and Red's his love interest in the main Marvel universe, but serves as the Silver Surfer alongside him in the alternate future, Earth X. Not to be confused with Peacemaker, as Earth X. Okay, I guess that's from season 2 of Peacemaker. Kelly Ko, meanwhile, is a newly created character, a Shield Academy graduate, and a former Sword operative. As a member of BAN, she was tasked with hunting down and killing the Silver Surfer. Only time will tell how much staying power Kelly has, but this looks to be a deliberate move on Marvel Comics' part to bring the Marvel Universe more in line with the MCU. Yeah, obviously. Below, you can check out interior art for The Death of Silver Surfer #5, along with an original design in sheet by Summit Kumar. Well, I'll give him at least this much. The artwork's not bad. Honestly, if they weren't just killing off the Silver Surfer and had the female run alongside him, that actually could work as a interesting duo team up. But I guess that's being too creative. And is she? Huh. I guess her surfboard changes shape. Yeah, her surfboard must change shape there. That or they drew it really wonky right in that frame. Looks like some concept art here. So I'll leave it up to you what you think about that. In the meantime, let's pick another song from the wheel. Putting on the Ritz. Have you seen the well-to-do up on Lexing Avenue, on the famous thoroughfare, with their noses in the air? High hats and narrow collars, wide spats and $15, spending every dime for a wonderful time. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where Harlem flits? Putting on the Ritz. Spangled gowns upon the devy of highbrows from down the levee, all misfits. Putting on the Ritz. That's where each and every Lulu Belle goes. Every Thursday evening with her swell bows, rubbing elbows, come with me and we'll attend their jubilee and see them spend their last 2 bits. Putting on the Ritz. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where Harlem flits? Putting on the Ritz. Spangled gowns upon the devy of highbrows from down the levee, all misfits. Putting on the Ritz. That's where each and every Lulu Belle goes. Every Thursday evening with her swell bows, rubbing elbows, come with me and we'll attend their jubilee and see them spend their last 2 bits. Putting on the Ritz. Come with me and we'll attend their jubilee and see them spend their last 2 bits. Putting on the Ritz. Putting on the Ritz. And we have a request. Free bird! Alright. I'm leaving here tomorrow. Would you still remember me? For I must be traveling on now. 'Cause there's too many places I've got to see. But if I stay here with you, girl, things just couldn't be the same. 'Cause I'm as free as a bird now. And this bird you cannot change. Oh, 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 oh. And this bird you cannot change. And this bird you cannot change. Lord knows I can't change. Bye bye, baby. It's been swell. Love, yeah, yeah. Though these feeling I cannot change. But please don't take it so badly, 'cause Lord knows I'm to blame. If I stay here with you, girl, things just couldn't be the same. 'Cause I'm as free as a bird now, and this bird you cannot change. Oh, 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 oh! And this bird you cannot change. And this bird you cannot change. Lord knows I can't change. Lord help me, I can't change. Lord, I can't change. Won't you fly high, free bird? Yeah. Here's your free bird journey. Let's see what else we can put up on the wheel here. Beautiful dreamer. Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Sound of the rude world, heard in the day. Lulled by the moonlight, have all passed away. Beautiful dreamer, queen of my song, this while I woo thee with soft melody. Gone are the cares of life's busy throng. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, out on the sea. Mermaids are chanting the wild story. Over the streamlet, vapors are born, waiting to fade at the bright coming morn. Beautiful dreamer, beam on my heart, and as the morn on the streamlet and sea, then will all clouds of sorrow depart. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Yeah, let's do one more before I move on here. Yeah, time to kill. Die time! Die, die, die! And there goes my monetization. I didn't have anything to begin with. Oh, my baby. I've got a little baby, she's out of sight. I talk to her across the telephone. I haven't seen my honey, but she's mine alright. So take my tip and leave this gal alone. Every single morning you can hear me yell, "Hey, Central, fix me up across the line." Connects me with my honey, then I ring the bell. And this is what I say to baby mine. Hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me, then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own. Hello, hello, baby. Hello, I guess you can't hear me. The wires must be crossed somewhere. Hello, hello, I said hello this morning through the phone. She said her name's Bess. I kind of where I am at. I'm size 5, you got my babe's dress. You're pasted in the lining of my hat. I'm mighty scared if the wires get crossed, they'll separate me from my baby mine. Then some other fool will win her, and the game is lost. So each day I shout across the line. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, lose me, then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own. Come on, baby. All right. Well, one interesting thing I've been watching is Death Note, and I just recently finished watching that. It is a little something interesting that comes up on that. Is when the Shinigami are looking at people, they can see their lifespan and over their heads is in the form of numbers, along with their actual name. Now, these numbers don't seem to correspond to really anything. However, there is some thing that it says that now our main character, Light Yagami, he does have his numbers over his head, and according to the creators, they actually use some kind of mathematical formula to work out what those numbers actually mean or actually represent, and in how long he had his. Unfortunately, the creators forgot what formula they used. But some fans had come up with their own formula that actually kind of works. And interestingly enough, even though light was the only one to have an actual formula for the numbers that actually works out to something, in this fan-made formula actually does work for the other characters who just ended up with random numbers over their heads, for the most part. Now, Lights had 93,312,639. The formula is that you divide that by 3,556, and then you can calculate that into days, which comes out to about 71.9 years for Light. Given his age when he was being looked at by Ryuk, the Shinigami, that means he would have died at age 88. As mentioned, all the other numbers over everybody else's head were really just random, but oddly enough, this formula also works for some of the other characters. One of the other main characters, L, his works out to where he would have died at age 81. Another main character, Mello, who had a much shorter lifespan in dying in only 141 days, according to this formula. Now, this is where the formula begins to break down, and with the character Nier. Numbers over his head only work out to about 12.2 days, which is much shorter, and canonically he lives to be much longer than that. But I did work out an idea as to why that might be the case, and that is what they're looking at is the potential lifespan, and not affected by whether they get taken out by the Death Note or not. Which, as we know, using the Death Note from use of saving Misa's life a couple of times, can actually increase someone's lifespan and over those numbers. Now, in Misa's case, it was intentionally trying to increase her lifespan, which is a big no-no for Shinigami. So by doing so, the Shinigami who did this ended up dying. However, I mentioned this rule of you can't increase a human's lifespan, you can only decrease it using the Death Note, is only attached to intent. Because otherwise, he's using it for other situations where they might kill somebody. You could create a butterfly effect that extends somebody else's lifespan and unknowingly. A good example of this is when Rem uses their Death Note to kill somebody on behalf of Misa. The person was a criminal and most likely would have cost somebody their life if they hadn't been taken out by the Death Note. So indirectly, Rem had increased somebody's lifespan in that action. But since that wasn't the intent, and in that instance, and Rem didn't suffer the consequences. And I believe that might be a similar situation to what's going on with Nier. The 12-day lifespan is reflective of spoilers for everybody who hasn't seen Death Note. Light hates survival. At the very end of Death Note, Light is killed when Ryuk writes his name in his own Death Note. Now, if Ryuk didn't do that, Light might have survived his gunshot wounds and been taken to a hospital and put under arrest as Kira. Major spoilers there, sorry, but it's important to know for my theory here. Now, why would Nier have only 12 days if Light survived? Well, my theory is that it was connected to Light's survival. By that time, Light had built up quite a loyalist following, being as Kira. and his survival, being hospitalized and probably and under heavy guard, would create an opportunity for loyalists to try and get to anyone who opposed Light, or in this case, opposed Kira. Near being the main in, detective who finally brings Light down, and would be a prime target for these loyalists. And I imagine Near would want to visit Light in the hospital, well, for follow-up investigations, according to this idea. And perhaps during that visit, 12 days out from the arrest, is he's attacked by loyalists, either leaving or entering in the hospital, thus resulting in his 12 days. Or, in contrast to this, maybe one of the guards is watching over Light. He was actually a loyalist, just hiding in hiding, and uses the opportunity of being alone with Near to take him out. But since Light didn't survive, none of that happened. Thus, as the 12 days that we see, he over Near's head ends up being expanded to fit the canon situation. I have other Death Note theories I'm working on too. One that would still allow the relight Shinigami that everybody speculated was the reincarnation of Light to still be the reincarnation of Light, even with the rules of all human souls going to Mu. That sounds like a place Dana probably went to. It's just the fan theory I've got worked out. Of course, reality, they just threw some random numbers over his head and called it a day. But it's always fun to speculate how this in-universe stuff can work. Well, like I said, this is going to be a short one, so I'll just end out with a few songs here and call it a day. Do. I was oh so blue till you came along, just to make my life a wonderful song. You brought sunshine just to brighten my loneliness. Is it any wonder my happiness, I confess? Do I want you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? Do I need you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? I'm glad that I'm the one who found you. That's why I'm always hanging around you. Do I love you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? There are lots of others that I have met. Those you meet today, tomorrow forget. You're the only one who ever could stand the test. That's the reason why I choose you from the rest. You're the best. Do I want you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? Do I need you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? Let's see. Get a few more here. And next one up. Merry-go-round broke down. Oh, the merry-go-round broke down, and we went round and round. Each time we'd miss, we'd steal a kiss in the merry-go-round. Ba-ba, 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 ba-ba. Oh, the merry-go-round broke down, and it made a darndest sound. The lights went low, and we went oh, and the merry-go-round went ba-ba, 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 ba-ba. Oh, what fun! A wonderful time, finding love for only a dime. Oh, the merry-go-round broke down, but you don't see me frown. Things turned out fine, now she's mine, 'cause the merry-go-round went ba-ba, 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 ba-ba. Oh, the merry-go-round broke down. Yeah, I think my stream broke down. Alright, finish out one more song here. Actually, instead of doing the wheel, how about we pick a Tom Lehrer song to go on? Let's see here. That would be a good one. Be prepared, that's the Boy Scouts marching song. Be prepared, as through life you march along. Be prepared to hold your liquor pretty well. Don't write naughty words on the wall if you can't spell. Be prepared to hide that pack of cigarettes. Don't make books if you can't cover bets. Keep those reefers in where you're sure they won't be found. And be careful not to smoke them when the scoutmaster's around, for he will only insist that they be shared. Be prepared, be prepared. That's the Boy Scout solemn creed. Be prepared, and be clean in word and deed. Don't solicit for your sister, that's not nice, unless you get a good percentage of her price. Be prepared, and be careful not to do your good deeds when no one's watching you. And if you're looking for adventure of a new and different kind, and you come across a Girl Scout who is similarly inclined, don't be nervous, don't be flustered, don't be scared. Be prepared. Unlike me, who is totally unprepared for the stream. But I think that's all I've got for you guys. I guess I didn't want to really take up too much time here. We got Stark Hirkviron's birthday party party stream going on here. So how about I send everybody over there and go check him out, and live long and prosper.